When people think of breathtaking Catholic architecture, they think of Europe, Chartres, St. Peter's, the Sagrada Familia. But scattered across the United States are churches so magnificent, so layered in art and history, that they rival anything the old world has produced. These are not simple parish buildings. They are theological statements in stone, glass, and mosaic, built by immigrant communities, bishops with grand vision, and craftsmen who believed that beauty itself was an act of worship. Today, we are counting down the 6 most beautiful Catholic churches in America, starting at number 6. Number 6, Cathedral of the Magdalene, Salt Lake City, Utah. In the heart of Salt Lake City, a city synonymous with an entirely different religious tradition, stands a Catholic cathedral of extraordinary character. Completed in 1909, the Cathedral of the Magdalene is the mother church of the Diocese of Salt Lake City, and it holds a distinction shared by only one other cathedral on earth. It enshrines a first-class relic of St. Mary Magdalene herself. Its exterior is neo-Romanesque, solid, fortress-like, built to last for centuries. But step inside, and the architecture shifts entirely into Spanish neo-Gothic. The walls come alive with colorful polychrome mural that transform the interior into something closer to a brilliantly illuminated manuscript than a stone building. Beneath its floors rests Bishop Lawrence Scanlon, the diocese's first bishop, whose relentless vision made this cathedral possible. It is unique, unexpected, and quietly astonishing. While the Cathedral of the Magdalene feels like a quiet sanctuary in the mountains, our next stop drops us right into the bustling industrial heart of the Midwest. Number 5, St. John Cantius Catholic Church, Chicago, Illinois. Chicago's near west side does not immediately suggest the grandeur of 18th century Krakow. St. John Cantius changes that impression permanently. Construction began in 1893, driven by massive waves of Polish Catholic immigrants who brought with them an architectural ambition that matched their profound devotion. The facade is high Renaissance, rusticated stone, classical columns, arched entry, but the interior is pure Baroque. Its gilded altars and dramatic spatial proportions directly echo the great historic churches of southern Poland. On one wall, a monument bearing the coat of arms of Poland's failed January uprising of 1863 honors a nation that lost a rebellion but never lost its faith. Today, St. John Cantius draws pilgrims from across the country seeking the traditional Latin Mass, celebrated here with a ceremonial precision that makes the majestic Baroque interior feel precisely as intended: overwhelming, reverent, and fully alive. St. John Cantius was built by immigrants for the city, but just a few hours away, another masterpiece was built exclusively for a legendary campus. Number 4, Basilica of the Sacred Heart, Notre Dame, Indiana. On the campus of the University of Notre Dame stands a basilica that stops visitors mid-step. Look up inside the Basilica of the Sacred Heart, and the vaulted ceiling above you is painted as a night sky, populated by 96 individual angels gazing downward. The walls contain 116 stained glass windows, each filtering Indiana light into brilliant arrays of color across the stone interior. The organ, a massive 20 tons of instrument featuring over 5,000 pipes, fills the space with a sound that the architecture was specifically engineered to carry. One of the 3 altars located in the Lady Chapel is believed to have originated from the studios of Gian Lorenzo Bernini, the legendary sculptor who shaped the interior of St. Peter's Basilica in Rome. At the entrance, a solemn World War I memorial door honors Notre Dame students and faculty who did not return. Beauty and grief held within the very same threshold. Notre Dame's beauty is found by looking up at the painted heaven, but our number 3 spot surrounds you entirely in millions of pieces of brilliant glass. Number 3, Cathedral Basilica of St. Louis, St. Louis, Missouri. The Cathedral Basilica of St. Louis completed its exterior construction in 1914. What happened inside over the following 7 decades is, by one specific measure, unmatched anywhere in the Western world. The mosaic program, completed in 1988 after generations of dedicated craftsmen, covers 83,000 square feet of interior surface with 41.5 million individual glass tessera in over 7,000 distinct colors. It is the only comparable mosaic collection outside of Russia. Walking through this cathedral is not merely walking through a decorated building, it is walking through a continuous continuous, enveloping painted theology, where every single surface articulates doctrine in radiant Venetian glass. Beneath the main floor, a quiet undercroft chapel holds the burial crypts of former cardinals and archbishops of St. Louis. Outside, a towering 14-foot stainless steel angel, installed in 1999, marks the entrance. The cathedral basilica does not ask for attention. It commands it in 41 million pieces simultaneously. St. Louis holds an artistic record, but our runner-up is the undisputed giant of North America, built with the strength to endure for 1,000 years. Number 2. Basilica of the National Shrine of the Immaculate Conception, Washington, D.C. The largest Catholic church in North America was built without a single structural steel beam. The Basilica of the National Shrine of the Immaculate Conception rises over Washington, D.C. on thick medieval masonry wall, a deliberate architectural statement declaring that this building would endure without modern engineering shortcuts. Designed to hold a staggering 10,000 worshippers, its Greek-style interior is crowned by mosaic dome, whose epic scale and chromatic intensity rival St. Mark's Basilica in Venice. In 2017, the central Trinity Dome was completed using 24 tons of Venetian glass. Brilliantly, modern necessities like air conditioning and radiant heating were integrated so seamlessly into the structure that neither system is visible anywhere inside. Pope John Paul II elevated it to a minor basilica in 1990. Pope Benedict XVI presented it with a golden rose in 2008. Pope Francis canonized Junipero Serra within its walls in 2015. 3 popes, 1 building. The tallest habitable structure in the American capital, the National Shrine, is a monument to modern scale, but the number 1 spot belongs to an absolute icon that refuses to be ignored by the loudest city on earth. Number 1. St. Patrick's Cathedral, New York City, New York. On 5th Avenue in Midtown Manhattan, surrounded by luxury retail and towering glass skyscrapers, an entire city block belongs to a breathtaking Gothic cathedral. St. Patrick's Cathedral is the largest Gothic Revival Catholic cathedral in North America. Its 330-foot spires rise above one of the densest, loudest streetscapes on earth, with a composure that has not diminished in over a century. The exterior is clad in pristine white marble. The massive bronze entrance doors carry sculptural portraits of saints in extraordinary, captivating detail. Inside, the great organ commands 7,855 pipes across a soaring nave that seats 2,400 people. Over 5 million visitors cross its threshold annually, more foot traffic than most famous European cathedrals manage in an entire generation. St. Patrick's does not exist despite its surrounding. It exists in direct, permanent architectural conversation with them. Stone against glass, silence against traffic, centuries of history against the present moment. And in that visual conversation, it has never once conceded the argument.